little tapping with the pot.
Y'all tune into the Pop Podcast. And guess what? There's an episode.
And you are tuned into the Pot Podcast.
And with the Pop Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down. To follow the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
Baby,
playing the field, baby, for a while. But it's just the same thing, every night a different plaything. Yeah. But honestly, life without you.
We coming in from the door, man, on folks them. Y'all already know, cuz. Yeah. I rock all this white like I'm godly. Sushi gon' come with wasabi. Fresh off the steps of the porch. I walk out, get in a Porsche. Know that I'm using the force. Know that I mastered the course. Known as the plug and the source. Haters, they feeling remorse. This for my dogs in court. That's facing the judge and the jury. My brother, he made it in sports. And that's why he rock all that jewelry. She can remember me now. Know that my vision is blurry. I got these racks on me now. Know that the money done cured me. Know that I'm lit in my city. Know that I'm hot. Know that we poppin', man. Everybody chasing that cloud. Running their mouth. Know I really feed the game. Hold up. We on the beaches and right off the coast. Down here in Florida, we doing the most. The hustle on South Beach is like a LeBron. You call it a pound and we call it a bomb. We at the lick and I'm working with chicken. Shout out my nigga from Memphis, they chicken. On my dog and themselves, know I know that they listening. Yeah, I'm on a new level just like I'm Hendrix. Straight from the gutter, we come from the trenches. We ball on these niggas, they sit on the bench. They using the style and I swear I ain't landed. We pushing the P and the P is for profit. They watching and listening, now look how they copy. They hate and respect it, but gotta acknowledge me. Know that a nigga be doing a lot. Know that I'm lit in my city. Know that I'm hot. Know that we poppin', man. Everybody chasing that cloud, running their mouth. Know I really feed the game.
Yo, what's up, y'all? You're now tuned into another episode of the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic. Hey, listen, we here. It's Monday. I got a special guest for y'all. Listen, I hope y'all feeling good on this Monday. But as always, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DemoniBrand.com, and North Shade the More Boutique, and 105.7 the Phase. Hey, listen, if you're listening to the Phase, you know what you need to do? Pull out your phone, download the app where you can stream the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic. You hear me all the time. So listen, it's your boy. We moving and booming. Hey, listen, I have a guest here today who is from musical royalty, but she has her own path she's on. Great voice, great soul. You know what I'm saying? And today, she's gonna tell y'all her story. She's gonna tell y'all what she's done. You know, she's done a lot, you know, and for me to read down the bio will be a whole lot, but it would be better to hear it from her mouth. So, without further ado, I give you guys the one, the only Robyn Charles. Robyn, you here?
I am.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the pot. Hey, listen, Queen. So I like to let my guests give themselves a formal introduction like only they can. So the floor is yours.
I don't know. Robyn Charles. I am singer, songwriter, producer, publisher, philanthropist, music lover, and connoisseur. And I just happen to be the daughter of Ray Charles.
Don't you act too?
I do some acting, but I don't consider myself an actress. Like that's a trade that thespians work at their craft like I work at my craft at being a musician.
Right.
So I don't feel like it's fair to categorize myself as an actress when that's not a profession that I've studied. And I don't feel like I've worked enough in that field to call myself an actress. That's just me personally. I can't speak for everyone else.
I hear that. I hear that. So welcome to the pot, and listen, it's great to have you here. I'm glad that you're here. Happy belated birthday, by the way. I said it off air. I'm gonna say it on air. Happy belated birthday. And it's good to have you here. So let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. Growing up on the west side of Chicago, what were some defining moments that shaped who you are today?
Oh my gosh. How long do we have? Um there were there were so many. Growing up and being thrusted into the music industry as a young person, like my mom taking me um to the South Shore to sing at 12 and 13, singing in the Cotton Club at 14,
Wow.
growing up in the church and singing in everybody or anybody's choir. My work with R. Kelly, my work with Do or Die. Um, what else could I say? Like working with some of the up and coming at the time, up and coming rappers and talent that came out of Chicago. Like these are the things that molded me from Chicago as an artist. But growing up in the hood on the west side of Chicago was probably the more defining thing because it taught me to see the world from that lens. That was the lens that I was born into. I think a lot of people believe that I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but that silver spoon probably came from Family Dollar. So like it wasn't like that wasn't a real thing. Like I was a latchkey kid. I had to take care of my little brother. I walked to school in when I was in elementary school and then I took the bus, like literally the public transportation bus. Like my mom couldn't afford to pay for the school bus when I was in private school because she paid for private school. So the misconception that me growing up because of my legacy was this highfalutin thing is it's just false. It's just a misconception. But it's those things that like growing up in the summertime and playing in a fire hydrant. Like that's one of my biggest memories. I had so much fun eating like icy cups and riding a 10-speed bicycle with no seat. Like I learned to ride a bike on a 10-speed bicycle with no seat.
With no
So,
seat.
right.
That's for real.
Like that, like that's how you had to do it. All the kids had a bike and that was the only bike I could ride because it didn't have no seat. So like these are the things to me that defined who I am. Riding my bike all over the city. Like I didn't need a car, I had a bike. And not a motorbike, like I had a bike. So these are the things that made me who I am. They're the things that made me respect all walks of life. Like to not feel it necessary to judge people because they didn't have all of the things, right? Even though I
Yeah.
knew kids, I grew up with kids that were dressed to the nines every day in elementary school. I couldn't imagine what it felt like to have on a new outfit every day you come to school and never wear anything twice. But I knew kids like that. I wasn't one of them, but I did know kids like that. So it's like those are the things that really defined who I am. Like I remember having a cookout in the summertime. My mom said, I'll let you have your friends over and y'all can have a cookout in the backyard, but I don't want no drama and I don't want no mess. And because I was who I was, and I come from a gang community, Like Chicago, everywhere in Chicago is just gang community. I just didn't play those types of games. So like my friends that I grew up with, I'm like, I want all of y'all to be there because my mom said I could have a cookout, but
Right.
don't bring that gang shit. Excuse my language to this to my
Keep it
parents'
clean
house.
though. Keep it clean though.
I got you. um, so like my friends came over to the cookout and they were from two different gangs and there was no fighting and there was no drama. You know what I mean? But I was familiar with that. Every day after school, I watched the kids fight. Like they would have like gang territory fights all the time. So being amongst this crowd, this group, this community of people where it wasn't always great, taught me to appreciate all of it and all of them in spite of some of the setbacks, in spite of some of the woes.
Yeah. I can imagine what that's like, especially being the daughter of Ray Charles. And for those that don't know, for the younger generation, I have to just tell y'all the movie Ray that Jamie Foxx played in, that's about her pappy. You know what I mean? Let's be real, let's say it straight like that. That was about her daddy, you know. So let me ask you, because I know you probably get a lot of these questions every day, or when you do interviews. Being the youngest daughter of Ray Charles, when did you first realize the magnitude of your father's legacy?
That's easy. When I saw the Cosbys do a reenactment of one of his songs, and it just kind of blew me away because like we grew up as Cosby. I know I did. I can't speak for you, but
Oh
I grew
yeah,
up
I'm a
as a Cosby.
Cosby. I grew up with the Cosbys as well.
Exactly. So like every night they were on, you're down on the floor in front of that big box TV watching the black excellence on television, and it was the Cosby. So to have the Cosbys to do a whole performance of my dad's music, that's when I knew that he was a different kind of level of superstardom and success.
Right. So as a kid watching that, it had you ecstatic. But did it put you on this role like I could be that too?
I think I was always on that. When when I was little, like I always wanted to sing. And when I realized that people appreciated that, that's when I knew that I want to do this thing for real. I want this in my life every day, all the time. I want the world to hear my voice. So yeah, I was always on that.
Oh yeah, that's fire. And you definitely can sing. You know what I mean? So
I
I
do what I
gotta
can
throw
do.
it out there. You can sing. No, you being humble. And that's a good thing because I'm humble too when it comes to my artistry. But you can sing.
Thank
All right. So here's my next question.
you.
All right. Solo Dolo Can for Robyn. Outside of your father, how did artists like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and Prince influence your sound and identity?
Um, that was what I heard all the time. That was the music that I was allowed to listen to. And because for me, it represented the style that I enjoyed, but it also represented the impact of the type of music that they were making. I studied it. I listen to it all the time. So like because it's just playing on the radio or my parents are playing it in the house or all of our cookouts or parties or whatever, I'm hearing this music on a regular basis. So it's just sinking in. Like there are songs that I didn't even realize that I had learned just because I heard it so much. But it was not just the hearing it and being able to be familiar with it, it was hearing it and knowing every line and every lyric and every lick, every run, every tonality, you know what I mean? Though that was the part about the music that was so impacting, because I realized that it made an impact on me as a vocalist, because in my study of it and just in my indoctrination, it became a part of how I make music. It became a part of my sound.
Yeah. And I can understand that because for me, although I'm a rapper, it was KRS-One. It was, I ain't gonna front though. It was Whitney too. You know what I'm saying? Because she had that
Mhm.
flair about her. She had that
Absolutely.
spark. Mariah had that high pitched voice and those high notes that was just like unbelievable. But
Oh
I had
yeah.
people like KRS, LL, Big, Pop, and they had this bravado about them that made me study them. So I can
Mm,
understand exactly everything you said as far as, you know, uh, the indoctrination of how they moved, and watching them makes you want to do the same thing but differently because you're your own person, of course. But
right.
what was one thing that I would say as an artist that you took from your father? And then we're gonna go into the other questions. That was just one I was thinking about, but what's something that you would say you took from your father as an artist?
Um, Probably, man, there's a lot of things, but I
Hey,
think
if it's
that,
more than one thing, you can say it. We here. This is the
I
pot.
mean, his dedication to um making music, like for like to his perfectionist way about how he needed his sound to be, how what he needed his production to be about, or like I live there. Like the music isn't right until the music is right. And only I know when it's right. And like even his attention to detail, like the subtle things that you think are just a thing he did, but how intentional he was about that subtlety and the detail. Like for me, like I drive people crazy sometimes in my writing, because I'm like, nah, there's a specific reason why this lyric has to happen, or why I have to sing this part this way. Like those things are important to me, and I feel like I got that from him. But I think the most impactful thing that I got from him was, as strange as it seems, the fact that he felt like, do your own thing, because when you're a success, you reap all the benefits, and when you're a failure, the only person that pays the cost. I
Oh
think that
wow.
was the thing that was most impacting to me.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I guess it's safe to say that part of the film that they depicted of him as far as being a perfectionist was absolutely true.
Oh, absolutely. Like he did
Okay.
not play games with himself or anyone else.
So what was the moment you realized music wasn't just in your blood but your purpose though? Because your father's legacy is his legacy, but you have your
Mhm.
own.
Um, I think it was the point when I realized that my voice and my song could impact a person, like directly. I had this lady to come to one of my shows in Detroit, um, and after the show was over, she walked up to me and she asked, could she take a picture with me and could she hug me? And I was like, absolutely, I'm a hugger. So she said, I just wanted to come and meet you and tell you that I had heard about this performance, and I knew I wanted to come, but I didn't think I was going to make it to the show. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you made it. She was like, I'm more glad I made it because I didn't think I was going to make it through the rest of this day. And she said, when I got here and you sang this song, I have a song called Smile. She said, I realized that it may be hard, but I can make it through today and I'll make it through another day. And she was like, thank you for singing that song because I feel able to get through another day. And I'm crying right now just thinking about it, just because at the time when she said that, I was like, oh my goodness. And I just kind of burst into tears and I wrapped my arms around her again, because it wasn't about me, it was about her. But I didn't know her. I had no idea she was going to show up. And I didn't know that that was a song that nobody else had ever heard. I didn't know that that song was going to impact her in that way. That's when I realized that I don't have to be the greatest singer on the planet. I don't have to be the best songwriter. I just have to make music that people can feel
Yeah,
and that will
impact
impact
people.
them when they need it, you know?
That's right. You know, it's always good to impact people with your talent and they feel it in their soul, you know. That's what music does, you know. It touches and reaches the soul, especially singers, you know. Rappers too, but it's a different kind of feeling, you know.
Mm.
It's just something about the anointing of a soulful voice that reaches people. And your daddy did that and you do that too. You know what I'm saying? Um I got to, you know, listen to your music and I definitely was enjoying myself. I will definitely say that. I'm
Okay.
glad I listened.
I'm glad you did
So you're
too.
definitely a dope. You're definitely a dope artist. So what I do on the podcast, I talk my talk a little bit, and I'm gonna give an explosion one time for Robyn Charles because she dope. Straight like that. All right. So here's my next question. All right. So you went to Columbia, right?
Correct.
How did Columbia College prepare you for the business side of the industry?
Um, it's interesting. When I first started school there, I was going for vocal performance. And I had studied vocal performance in numerous choirs and singing groups, and maybe not from a clinical standpoint, but like you can't be in the choir and not do it right. They're just
That's
not
right.
gonna let you. Not gonna let you get up in service on Sunday. So vocal performance just did not seem to tap into who I was or what I felt like I wanted to learn or what I needed to know. Um, so they had a program at Columbia for music business, and entertainment and entrepreneurship. And one of my guidance counselors was like, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I should be doing next. And he was like, well, you know that we offer these other courses, like you can literally get your degree in music business and entrepreneurship. And I was like, I had no idea. I just wanted to go to the art school. So he sat down with me and he helped me to put together a class list that was tailored around the things that I want to learn. And what I realized is that this is the part that they don't teach you in the industry.
That's
So
right.
I need to learn it before I get in the industry, because the singing part I'm gonna learn along the way. Like that's a part of who I am. But this part nobody's gonna give me. You know, that there I didn't even know that they had classes to teach me about business management and entertainment marketing and finance and building a show and putting together a concert. And like I had no idea that they offered that. So it it prepared me for the ability to not only be an artist that could manage herself, that could fund herself, and that could run her own brand, but it also prepared me to help other people along the way as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome. It's always great to help others, but it's good to help yourself as well. So, with that being said, I commend you because you went to school, you went to work, you did the work, and it worked out for you. Even though I said it like that, but
Yeah.
it's true, you know. Um, so how did your time at no, I'm sorry. After stepping away from music to focus on motherhood, what was the emotional journey like returning to your craft?
It was scary more than anything. Um, when you were kind of born into music, you just feel like it's always there. You're always gonna jump back in. And in theory, you do, but when you do, the water is not always the same level of deep or the same level of cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's sometimes it's colder, sometimes it's hot. So you're never prepared for what it's gonna be when you get out of the pool and you get back in, or you jump back in. So
I
getting
can
back in
relate.
right, getting back into the industry after having been a parent, becoming a mom, and navigating around all of my attention being on this new baby was a lot for me because music was my baby before my daughter was born. And I had to start over from scratch. Like I had to learn what the industry was
How long was
now.
your hiatus?
Exactly. So my daughter was born in '01, and I just kind of stopped music in 2002. And I came back after my dad passed in 2004, or I decided to in 2004, and I didn't actually pull the trigger until like '05 or '06. So it wasn't a super long time out, but it was that period where music transitioned into this other thing. Like the business transitioned into this
Business
other
side,
thing,
yeah.
social media and the internet. So like me growing up, I didn't have the internet
Yeah,
to
we ain't had
market.
that. We had dial up, but it wasn't like that.
Listen,
It
like
ain't like what
like
they
when
see
I started
now.
recording, we were still using ADAT when I started recording. So
You were
like
still using what?
ADAT, like you don't even know what that is. ADAT,
Oh,
like
the that digital? Yeah, I know
yeah.
about that. I'm from
So
that
like
era too.
so then you understand like that's how long ago it's been since I started making music. So now we're into this technological age where
Yeah,
music is being projected to the entire world at the same time in a moment's notice.
yeah.
The internet, and you know, like I wasn't. I was okay with the internet. I was prepared for the internet. I wasn't prepared for how it was going to create this sea, this ocean of competition.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about the competition to me. It was more about it's hard enough to get someone to recognize what I'm doing. It's going to be twice as hard or 20 times as hard.
Because it's twice
And
as many people on the internet. That's right.
exactly, it's 10 times as many people on the internet. So for me, that was the issue. It was like, okay, well, how do I create a fan base on the internet when I don't spend all my time on the internet? I'm an actual social person. Like I'm the
Yeah.
person that wanted to go and meet people. Like I wasn't literally trying to sit and talk on the phone with my friends all the time. I just didn't have a choice because I wasn't allowed to go out when I wasn't allowed to go out. So all I could do was talk to them on the phone. But you give me some room and I'm gonna show up at your house or you gotta come to mine. So I just didn't have that same mentality about being behind the screen all the time in order to reach my audience. I needed to physically have access to them. And
You
that
wanted
just
to
didn't
touch the
fit
people.
me. Exactly. So it was that much more work. And you know how it is when you feel like, oh, I missed a window of opportunity, so now you're playing catch up. So you spend a
Yes,
lot of
I
time
do.
running into things because you're trying to play catch up. That's what it was for me.
I understand that because that's me right now, literally. I had opportunities. Like, no, I'm gonna be serious with you. This is
Oh,
this
I'm
one thing
laughing.
about me. I like being humble, open, and transparent. Right? That's what my
Absolutely.
pastors say.
Yeah.
Right? But I had opportunities at 19 to get a record deal. Whoop de whoop. Things didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I made music, but I chose the streets. Life
Mhm.
happened for me. But then I wound up moving to the South, right? I didn't do music for almost 10 years. I was
Oh, wow.
recording music, but I didn't put anything out for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I can relate to catching up, because now that I've caught up, I feel like God made it that way for a reason, because I needed to get life right before I tried to catch up to anything else.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
but I understand that sentiment, though. I definitely understand that sentiment.
Mm.
Yeah, so sometimes life be lifing, you know what I'm saying? And you was momming and then running a business. So you had to catch up to social media. And this is a whole different animal within itself. So, you know, learning that is very tricky as well. I had to go through that same phase that you did as well.
I'm
You know,
so
what
going.
is Facebook? What is Instagram? What is this?
Oh,
Like,
check it out. My best friend, like my sister, she was like, have you are you on Facebook? Mind you, I was on MySpace and just never went on MySpace, right? So
yeah,
now
I
you
was
talk
on
about
MySpace.
Black Planet, and then you talk
Black
about
Planet was
Facebook,
my favorite.
right? So like even that just didn't make sense to me. It was just like, this is unrealistic. Like I can't actually see you. I can't actually like hang out with you, talk to you. This is weird. I don't like it. So
Yeah.
when she was like, you should get on Facebook, I was like, no, Facebook is the devil. She was like, what? She's like, no, it's not the devil. I was like, no, it absolutely is. I know it is. It's trying to pull us from each other. It's trying to keep us from being connected. It's trying to keep us from having social interactions, real personable interactions. She was like, girl, it's for networking. You can help. It'll help your business.
And
This is
she
my
is
conversation.
correct.
And I tell you, I got on Facebook, and for 3 days straight, I could do nothing else but it. It deboed up my life. Like literally, my daughter was like, "Mom, I'm hungry," and I'm like, "Go get some chips and some fruit and some juice out the fridge." Like it was horrible. After that third day, I was like, "I am not doing Facebook anymore. This is horrible. I can't live my life if I have to live on Facebook." So like,
Yeah.
I never got it the way everybody else gets it. I understand how it works. I understand why it works. It's just that it's outside of my personal social function.
Yeah.
I use it because I don't have to. Because in my business, it's a necessary evil. But notice what I said: necessary evil. Or what anybody says.
Well, the great thing about today's time is you can still utilize Facebook and still be there with the people. So that's the great thing about Facebook.
Hmm,
Like you can be
Facebook.
live at your shows, streaming your show live right there with the
True.
people, and then they see you interact with your fans, and that goes hand in hand. You
True.
know, this social world, it definitely is difficult, but you just have to find ways to make it work to your advantage. And I think that if you did that, because you're saying you don't really like Facebook, I think that if you did that, you would go through the roof. You got the voice. You got it.
Like I got a good Facebook following and I got a good Instagram following and I'm okay
You
with
do?
it. TikTok and everybody else. It's just like it's not my main focus. And that's just what it is. Like some people are gonna live there. Like
Yeah.
in
Some
the
people
eighties
live and
and
breathe
nineties
Facebook. You're right.
in the 80s and the 90s, there were hip hop artists that were underground, and they were absolutely amazing. And record labels were like, "Hey, let me sign you. I want to put you on the radio and make you mainstream." And they were just like, "Nah, that's gonna kill my brand. This is where I live. I'm sorry, I just don't want that." And I guess maybe I just come out of that era, and I feel that way. I'm not comparing myself to like dope underground artists, but or underground rappers. It's just the culture is where I live. So I'm
I feel
okay
you.
with not having 20 million followers. Let's just tell the truth. I don't want 20 million people following me nowhere except to glory. So for me to have
That's
that many
right.
people to know me and could be anywhere in the world, because I could be anywhere in the world, I like my privacy. I like my autonomy. I like my exclusivity. I like being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it without everybody being all in my business.
That's right.
So
You know
I
what?
don't
Those are things that go away.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like I'm comfortable with the people that genuinely and authentically follow me and are fans of mine. If it's 150 or if it's 3,000, I'm okay with that. I don't have any complaints as long as somebody says to me every time I put music out, "Thank you for that. I needed that." I'll keep doing it regardless of whether it's 10 people or 10,000.
That's right. I feel the same way. And it's crazy that you said that because, you know, sometimes I get asked like, why you ain't putting such and such into it or doing it this way or doing it that way. And to be honest, I answer with the same response every time. And it's, I'm not doing this for the views. I do it because I like it.
Absolutely. I do it
I
because I love
love
it.
it. I like talking about mental health because this is something that's near and dear to me.
Mm,
So some people may not understand that. And then there's some people that skip that conversation when I ask them, and that's fine too. It might not
mm,
be for you.
true.
And being myself, I'm not, the biggest of the daylight creme, but I'm proud of my little 100K views that I got. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
better be
happy. I'm proud. I worked hard to get there, so I understand what you mean by that.
proud.
And 20 million views would definitely mean you don't have privacy because then people will be following you everywhere you go. You won't get to eat. You won't get to go to the bathroom alone or any of that because every given moment it'll be, can you sign my shirt? Can you sign my book bag?
Taking a picture with
So
you.
can I
Hmm.
get a picture? And then it's 10 people, then it's 12 people. And
No,
you only wanted to be there for 20 minutes.
I gotta just. My disclaimer is that I thrive on my fans, right? So if the universe says, "Robyn, you need to have 20 million fans," then how am I gonna tell God that I ain't supposed to do
No.
that? I cannot. But at the
I agree
same,
with that too.
I genuinely appreciate the fact that they support me. So like, I'll never say no to the picture. I'm always weirded out by the autograph. I'm like, okay, but yeah,
Right.
sure you can have it. But I'll never say no to it because I wouldn't be able to call myself an artist
That's a
if it
fact.
weren't for them, right? Like I need them in order to qualify who I am
That's
as
right.
as a professional.
That's
So
that's what
like
make us who we are.
exactly. So like I appreciate that. There are a lot of artists, there are a lot of music professionals and entertainers that feel encroached upon because of their superstardom. And but you asked for it.
Yeah,
Like this is
that's
what
what you asked for.
the superstardom. So when God gave it to you, you didn't realize that you needed to be careful for what you asked for because when
Yep,
you got it, you might not have been prepared for it. So like,
that's right.
fortunately for me, I was like you, I was able to be prepared for that and to learn that this is what it turns into, this is what it becomes, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. So
That's right.
I learned over time that I don't require that. I do
That's
require that
right.
I do the thing I'm supposed to do so that my fans can appreciate what I'm doing, so that I can appreciate them for giving me life. But
That's
other than
right.
that, I don't have a need to chase the fandom. I don't have a desire to do that.
That's dope, because that means you're humble, and that's
Oh,
something that we all should aspire to be. You know what I'm saying? We all should aspire to be that because sometimes a lot of people, when they get that fame, it goes right up here and then they become the most cockiest person and then they just become someone else. And when you have that mindset that you just spoke on, it means that you got a good head on your shoulders and you not only accept your fans but you appreciate them.
oh,
you know
absolutely. I mean,
yeah, and I'm the same way. When people see me
I
and they like, yo, you the pot boy? Yeah, I'm the pot boy. How you doing? What's going on? you know So I get it.
yeah, no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all of the people that I buy their music and I go and see them perform. I pay for tickets and I buy merch and I listen to their music all the time. So I know how bad it feels when you're a fan of someone, when you're a genuine fan of someone and they turn their nose up at you or
Yeah,
they ignore you. That's a horrible feeling
yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
you made me think that you were a certain type of person by way of your music. You delivered this thing, this you delivered this vehicle, this entity to me. And then when I wanted to show you my appreciation for that, you turned your back on me. You dismissed me. Like that's a horrible feeling. And I'm just one of the fans. I don't know that you've done that to others, but I have to assume that if you did it to me, you have done it to others. So it's
That's
almost like
right.
you don't deserve to have that kind of fandom when you would treat someone like that. I could see if I was the type of person that was just like, "Oh, can I get?" and I don't do it. "Oh, can I get a picture and an autograph?" and woo 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 woo. Like that's not who I am because I grew up with a celebrity parent, and I know how it feels to have someone invade your space and your privacy and always, be hawking on you. So I would never do that. So to be a fan of an artist and not do that, but yet to still have someone to discredit me, like yeah, that feels
Yeah,
bad. I would never want to feel that, so I would never do that.
yeah. You want to make your fans as comfortable as possible, so
Absolutely.
not only they can appreciate the person and the music, but they can also keep popping too. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So you describe your sound as urban soul.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you spiritually and creatively?
Um, I'm a urban chick. Like I grew up in the city. I'm a city girl, even though like I come from a southern background. Um, so for me, what it means is that it's the thing that created who I am as an artist. It's the thing that created who I am as a person. Um, Even outside of being an artist. So spiritually, it allows me to feel my community and to stay
Oh,
tapped
that's what's
into.
up.
You know what I mean? So like, although I was a balladeerist, I was somewhere trying to sing runs like Whitney Houston and hit high notes like Mariah Carey, right? Um, a lot of my early work, a lot of my early recorded work was featuring on hip hop artists records, like singing hooks and backgrounds and stuff like that. Like I've been doing that my whole life, so I can't discredit it just because I grew up in the church or because somebody put me in a fancy dress and told me to belt a song out. Like real talk, like those hip hop artists gave me my beginnings and gave me my first shot.
Oh, that's awesome. So you mentioned working with R. Kelly and Do or Die, right?
Mhm.
What was that like? And then we're gonna get into some mental health questions, but I want to know what was that like, and I also got some more questions about your relationship with you and Pops. But we gonna get into let's talk about working with R. Kelly. Although we know everything that's going on with R. Kelly and his current situation, being imprisoned and everything,
Mm.
he's still a musical genius.
Mm.
So, what was working with him like?
Well, I mean, it's overwhelming to meet one of your heroes. Just to meet one of your heroes, especially at 19, but then to turn around and have him to want to work with you, like he could have chose anybody, but he chose me. That was like, whew, blew my head off, like really did. Um, but then to get to sit in a studio and work with him, like we've heard his music, but to watch him create a song and put you in there to make that song great just was it was everything to me. I was mortified because I was just like, oh my god, I don't want to mess it up. R. Kelly gonna kick me out of the studio and tell everybody I'm a horrible singer. My daddy gonna hate me. So like, like all the horrific thoughts that happened, I was like, I just gotta do it right. I gotta do it right. I still don't know if I was doing it right. I couldn't even tell you because like we never actually talked about it. But I think the thing that I really, really appreciated about him was seeing his work ethic, and then like the fact that he had an appreciation for those that appreciated his music. So like when I first met him, he forced me to do a listening session of his record that was coming out. I want to say it was either R or the Chocolate Factory. I don't remember which one. I have to go back and revisit the years, and I'm so old I don't feel like it. But it was, this record was coming out, and I literally had to listen to the entire thing from beginning to end. And I was like, "Is this a test? I don't understand. Why am I doing this?" But he did it to me again, right? Like it happened more than once. So when it happened more than once, I think I realized that this is his way of saying that I appreciate your how you feel about it. Like I'm
And it
letting
was
you
like you're a peer.
right. I want to. I didn't know that. Like he never said that. He was still like R. Kelly. So as far as student, right? Um, but I genuinely appreciated all of that because he didn't know my dad was Ray Charles when I met him.
Really?
So yeah, so the fact that he wanted to work with me, and don't get me wrong, it could have just been because I was a little 19-year-old that looked like a 15-year-old. I'm not saying that I know either way. It's just the fact that he respected me and my boundaries. And he gave me a shot. Right? He gave me my first shot. I even found out later on why I didn't get all of the things that I wanted out of it. You know what I mean? Um, and I can respect it now, but at the time I didn't. At the time I was just really pissed about it.
Yeah.
But it did
I
change
didn't
the
mean
fact.
to laugh. I did
No,
not mean to laugh, but she was funny when you said that. I was 19 looking like a little 15-year-old.
I I can send y'all some pictures of me when I was that young, and you'll be like, she do not look like she grown enough to even drive. So like literally, but at the same time, like I respect him as an artist. I
Yeah.
respect him as a creative. I respect him. Like I even have to respect him as a man coming from Chicago. Like I grew up in Chicago, so I know what the scene looked like back then.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what was going on in that city. Like let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Chicago was a pimp and a hustler's town, but
Yeah.
it started with the pimping game. So
Yeah.
like we cannot discredit the fact that a lot of the money that came through the community came out
Wasn't
of
through prostitution.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, no discredit to like I'm not approving any kind of inappropriate behavior or harassment or rape or any of that. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, I knew little girls that was out here doing it that I went to high school with, and they felt no type of way about being like, yeah, I'm gonna go out. They come to school in their school clothes, and then they change their clothes just before last period, and they got their hooker clothes on because they going to the party because they finna pick up somebody that's way too old to be picking them up. I knew a whole lot of those.
Mm.
So when you take that into consideration, it's just like these men are not left with a lot of options sometimes, especially back then. I mean, it's still the same today, but there's just more scrutiny about it. There just wasn't as much scrutiny back then. And I guess I just
Yeah. I
feel
think
like,
it's more people caring.
well, that's what I mean by
Uh
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's more people they didn't really care back then and now they do.
of course, but it
Yeah.
wasn't that wasn't true either. It was the fact. Come on now, let's just be
I
honest.
mean, it was parents that
All
cared, but it was a lot of parents that was allowing it.
Oh, absolutely. There were a lot of parents that were allowing it. And that just goes back to the plight of the black community in that time or even now. It's the fact that desperate people will take desperate measures. And we just keep forgetting that that's the way that it works. You can't expect a young person. that is considered a minority in a community or in a system that's not set up in order to edify it or educate it or give it tools or resources to be better and to survive, and then be mad because they decide to become drug dealers, or because the girls is out here selling their body online or for pictures or whatever. You can't be mad at them because they're trying to figure out how to survive, and you haven't equipped them to survive in any other way. You've told them that they're not worthy of those resources or those tools. So it's very difficult to turn around and then say, well, nobody cared. Yeah, somebody cared. Somebody did care. It just didn't change the fact that when life is hard, you get harder. That's just the paradox of our time, especially here in America. Oh, I can't hear you. Still don't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay. Nope, still nothing. Maybe I should jump out and jump back in. Check 1, 2. Yeah. I'm gonna leave out and then I'm gonna try to come back in. Do you think that'll work? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Back over.
so I'm trying to get it fixed so that me and my guest can continue. We're trying to get it right for y'all now. There it goes. Okay. Okay, she's coming, y'all. She's rebooting and logging in. Couldn't hear for a second. Her phone kind of like started acting up a little bit. She's coming back in though. She'll be back in a second. All right. Thank you for being patient with us. Sometimes when people getting calls and stuff, it messes up with the audio. I greatly apologize for that, but thank you for watching. And by the way, while this time, I'm saying while this time, I'm a little choppy today. It's Monday, but I want to give my fans a personal thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am at 100,000 views now, and I am so happy. We hear you. Thank you, bro. I'm glad you can hear me now. We was having some difficulty, with the system, She's on her way back in, and we'll finish conducting the interview. But as always, this episode is brought to you by Collywood TV, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DamaniBrand.com, NorthShadeDemoreBoutique.com, and 105.7 The Phase. We hear y'all. We moving and booming. But yeah, we're sitting here having a great conversation with the legendary Ray Charles' daughter, Robyn Charles, and she's on her way back in. So just be patient, folks. She had to do a quick reboot to her phone, and she'll be back in. So I had to send a new link and everything. But within the meantime, in between time, as y'all know, I'm starring in a Roku series called Chestnut Checkers, starring myself, Shotty Ra MFE, Infinity Sion, Desire the Singer, Durante Alexander, Chris D. Roberts, and a whole lot of other people. So until my guest comes back, how about we get into the official trailer?
This motherfucker.
Every move calculated.
I thought we was family. I'm gonna spin the block and I'll see you in about 15.
Eyes on me, yeah, they watching close. They don't see the pain, they just see the glow. Had to learn fast, had to move slow. If you play me wrong, it's checkmate for sure.
Why did you have that curfew in the first place? Now you gonna create all this mess. Why did you have curfew in the first place?
Don't worry about that. All I need you to do is get the info on somebody.
How you expect me to do all of that? I gotta do stuff for her, then I gotta do stuff for you. I'm toting messages.
This ain't checkers, we don't play it safe. Every move I make, yeah, it's checkmate. Smile in your face, but I see the hate. I'm the 10 steps ahead, you just second place. This chess, checkers, watch how I move. Built from the pressure, I got nothing to lose. They play for the moment. I play to improve. You looking for wins? I'm rewriting the rules. Woo!
I hope y'all like that. That's the trailer. It's coming on Roku and Amazon Prime. Directed by Siberia Singletary. and your boy, assistant director. So we here, y'all. We moving a bit, and we doing what we do. So get ready. It's coming. This summer's going to bring some heat for y'all. You feel me? So I hope y'all ready for all this heat that we got for y'all. It's going to be something different. And, you know, I'm ready for it. I'm excited for what we're about to do. So, you know, I'm waiting on my guest. She's still on her way in. Just hold on, sit tight, y'all. All right. Until then, I'm going to play some tunes, and we'll be back.
It's been working for me, baby. Let's run it. Man, who told you that that test wasn't made for you? Who told you that that trial wasn't meant for you to overcome it? I want to tell you this. God puts trials in your life just so you can be more beautiful, so that you can be purified. He wants to change you, rearrange you, and make you new. So accept the process and get through it, brother or sister. This for my people who've been a little messy. Lately you out here stressing. Way too much going on in your mind, the burden is heavy. Look, I see you working, being a better person, pushing through the discomfort and still coming to worship. Well, you been in the word, Sunday you in the church, pushing past all those feelings, trusting Jesus the word. Your journey ain't been easy, but you still living and breathing, holding on to his promises, knowing I gotta keep them. You've been trying to believe in Jesus to give you healing. Some are in search of peace and others struggle with living. Some of y'all interceding for family who been tripping, trying to give them the word and they never bother to listen. Maybe your bill is due or your peoples are going through. Some of you losing hope cause you still ain't seen nothing new. Well, whatever your need is, I want you to decree this. Join in and speak some life over your season. Yeah, pressure makes go. It don't break me. And the fire, it only shapes me. God is only trying to make me beautiful, so I'll get out the way and look forward to the results. Yeah, pressure makes go. It don't break me. And the fire, it only shapes me. God is only trying to make me beautiful, so I'll get out the way and look forward to the results. Holy Spirit, do your work. Do your work. Do your work. Do your best work in me. Do your work. Oh, do your work. Do your work. Yes. Do your best work in me. Lord, I know you working, everything in my favor. Long as I'm seeking you, ain't no worries about the paper. Surrendering my problems, been tired of trying to solve them. Trying to control the outcome and joy turning to sorrow. Mental space been a battle, just trying to push to tomorrow. Been searching for peace of mind, but you steer me back to the narrow. Book of life say my troubles are temporary, so I'll deposit faith into your scripture like I was at Wells Fargo. So I don't got complaints over this side. We still gon' keep it poppin' like fish fry. Even if the circumstances never end up changing on this time, I'll keep on looking out for the cracked sky. Jumping, clapping, yelling, full of praise like I'm Elder God. Glorified body waiting for me to look blah. To that person listening that's been feeling so hopeless, come decree and declare this over you and let's get live. Pressure makes go. It don't break me. And the fire, it only shapes me. God is only trying to make me beautiful, so I'll get out the way and look forward to the results. Yeah, pressure makes go. It don't break me. And the fire, it only shapes me. God is only trying to make me beautiful, so I'll get out the way and look forward to the results. Holy Spirit, do your work. Do your work. Do your work. Do your best work in me. Do your work. Oh, do your work. Do your work. Yes. Do your best work in me. Yeah. Oh, Holy Spirit, do your work. Holy Spirit, do your work.
whoa, whoa, it's big dog. Whoa, 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 it's big dog. Whoa, 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 it's big dog. Whoa, 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 it's big dog. Predator, why would you pray for me? Told her I'm toxic. Why would you stay with me? Yeah, I did it. Who made it wait for me? Your opinions, keep them away from me. Can they say to me, why would you play with me? Just cause I fuck her, she thinks she okay with me. But yeah, that's okay with me. Okay, yeah. Baby, I'm a thug, make her fall in love. Go real slow when she thought it was. Give her all my love, put her on the plug. Then she finessing like I thought she was. Cause she got multiple choices, options. Picking all above. Finesse, try to test me. Her IQ ain't high enough. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's big dog. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's big dog. Backwoods, plant, bass, I'm juiced up. Versace, I'm on suit, skinny papa get spruced up. Shorty play ball with me, and the stats get boosted up. She get scooped up, I throw a few bucks. Yeah, I'm back, man, screws stuck. Yeah, I do my thing, man. You see the king signs? Dog food, fiends licking out the bowl. Going canine. Well connected, got the main line. Got another play at the same time. Shorty waiting for the pass. I'm ballin' like Mike with the hang time. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's big dog. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's big dog. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's big dog. Whoa, 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 whoa.
And we are back, y'all.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect.
All right, we back, y'all.
I think my phone just overheated.
Oh yeah, it happens sometimes. It happens. But we're back, y'all. We're back with the awesome, boisterous. That's my word. I'll be making up my own.
I kind of dig that one though. Like I'm not mad at it.
Boisterous.
The boisterous.
Yeah. Robyn Charles. She's here. And she's here with your boy on the pot. So, you know, we gotta do what we do, you know, and one thing that I like doing is celebrating the good artists. So, all right, let's get back into it. Solo Dolo came for you. All right. Oh yeah, you can tell she in the element now. She back where she need to be. She got the camera right, full screen. We here, yo. That's what's up. All right. So, what inspired records like Bad Influence and What Love Feels Like?
So all of my music is usually inspired by my life, life experiences, things that I've been told about. Mostly just like it's my therapy. So Bad Influence and What Love Feels Like came out of an EP that I was working on with my lead producer, J-Rel Moore. I got to sharing with him that I wanted to write and that I had put a few songs out already, and that I was interested in working on more music, like creating music for other artists. And he was just like, nah, I want to create music for you. So we got in the studio and I figured, okay, I'll do the songs with him. And maybe if I do them and I do well enough, he'll be willing to sign a partnership agreement, a writing production team agreement. But when we started making music, it was just like, oh my God, this is so friggin' amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just decided to go with releasing it, launching it, because I had finally found my authentic sound. I had finally found somebody who understood what I was trying to create and how I wanted my music to be received. So Bad Influence was like the very first song that I did. And it was actually about a relationship that I had been in. So the idea was not just about that relationship, but it really was kind of like a stem from all of the things that are bad influences. Like drinking too much on a date and having to have the shame walk the next day, or eating that food that that you should not eat when you just said you were going to lose 20 pounds. Like, it's the thing that sucks you in. It's the temptation, right? That's what Bad Influence was about. It just ended up focusing on a subject that made more sense, which was a man in my case. And then What Love Feels Like was supposed to be a man hate song. I mean, I guess it wasn't supposed to be that, but that's how I started it. I started it going in on some guy just because at that particular time I was single and had just had so many bad situationships and so many failed relationships that it was just so much easier to talk about that. Like, I had inspiration for that, and I didn't have the inspiration to write about love. So as I started writing the song, he was just like, no, that's not it. And I was like, what do you mean? You don't like it? He's like, no, it's just that you can't talk about that on this track. And I'm like, but this is what the song is telling me. He was like, well, you needed to tell you something different, because I need the song to be something different. Like, you should be talking about love and passion. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know what that feels like. You know what I mean? Literally, that's what happened. I was like, I don't know what love feels like. So I unfolded the song in a way where it was like having that honeymoon period in that new relationship where you both like each other and you're both attracted to each other and the passion is kind of high and everything sounds good and feels good and you think that might be the one, but you just don't know because you're not sure that you even know what love actually feels like. This could be it, and it could be a bust again. That's where that came from.
Yeah, that sounds like my very first relationship in life. I'm sorry.
All my relationships.
I'm happily married now, but
congratulations.
That sounds like my first situation.
I get it.
Yeah. So I want to ask you this. Who was the one that found out about Robyn's voice? Was it your dad first, or was it your mama?
No, it was definitely not my dad, because I didn't spend enough time with my dad for him to have that kind of access to know that. Like, my mom raised me, and she was the one that was a victim of me singing all day, every day, all the time.
You said a victim.
Yeah. It's like my stepdad used to say, "You've been singing since you came out the womb. You literally just been getting on our nerves for years. It wasn't until you got older that it actually turned into something." So, like, it became the running joke in my family that, like, I've been wailing since, I had air in my lungs to breathe. But literally, like, it was just my mom knew early on, right? And I knew that she knew when she would make me sing at her work functions. Yeah. Like, I don't even think she knew when I was like a little kid in church singing. I think that was just like, she joined the choir, that makes sense. She do music stuff. She like music, that I get that. But I think like it was come to my Christmas party and sing the Christmas song for everybody, Robyn. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I knew that she knew it. Yeah. So it was definitely my mom that knew first.
Oh, that's cool. How did your dad react when he did find out? How did the legendary Ray Charles find out that you could sing? And what was his reaction?
Well, my mom told him that I was a singer. And So he was aware by way of her, but he had just never heard me before. So when my mom knew that music was all I wanted to do, I had to be about 11. And my godmother was dating, I had his name on the tip of my tongue, and I feel destroyed right now that I was about to say his name. And I didn't say it, and then it got away from me. It always does. It'll come back to me. But she was dating a very prolific blues singer from Chicago. And my mom didn't know anything about music or about the music business. So when I told her that I really wanted to do music, she was like, well, I can't really help you. I don't know anything, but your dad is a musician, so he would help you, I think. But I think we need to show him what you're capable of. So I think you need something professional to take to him. So let's get you in the studio. So she calls this gentleman, and she's like, I need you to record Robyn because she needs a demo done, and I know you have a studio. So he had me out to his studio, and I went with a couple of cassette tapes like we had back in the day.
Yeah, that's a thing of the past.
In '88.
I miss those.
Right? Like, oh, I still got some cassette tapes. No, I totally got to pass. But I went in the studio with these cassette tapes. And you remember back then, every single that came out, the instrumental was on the other side for the DJs.
B-side.
Exactly.
Right.
So I just sang the song to the instrumental on the back of the tape. And I think I did like 2 or 3 songs, like 2 Whitneys and a Mariah. And he was like astounded. The gentleman that was recording me, he was surprised at my vocal ability because I just like took the song in one take. He was like, "You want to do some more takes?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I don't know what I'm doing, right? I'm just singing the song. I didn't know that I was doing it right. I just was doing it, right? And so after that, we took the tape to my dad. He was in town for a performance, and my mom took me to the performance. And afterwards, we went back to his hotel room, which is the thing we did just so I could spend some time with him before he left town, because it was usually a 48-hour trip. And we got in the room, and I sat down on the sofa, and he went into the bedroom. She went in behind him, and she closed the door, and she was only in there, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And it wasn't long enough for it to be inappropriate. Let's just say that. So he comes out, and mind you, we did all of our greetings.
You got a hell of a sense of humor.
I really am special. So we had already done like our greeting at the performance or whatever. So it's always a backstage, hey, how you doing, hugs and catch up and all of that stuff. And then, but because she wanted to let him listen to the record, she had to do it privately. So that's why we went back to the room. So she comes out of the room, and she's like, okay. She's like, well, hug your dad and tell him goodbye. And I'm like, okay. I had no idea what was happening at the time. But what ultimately was said was that he wasn't going to support me. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, did he listen to the record? She's like, yeah, he listened to it. I was like, and what did he think? Did he hate it? He hated it? It was bad? And she was like, no, he said that you need to stay in school. And I was like, oh my God. I was like on the whole ride. Literally, we were in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I lived on the west side of Chicago. And so I had to ride for an hour and a half with that on my heart, that my dad did not like my music so much that he was like, or didn't want me to sing so much that he thought I should just stay in school. So that was the first time that he physically heard me, like, in that way. The first time he ever heard me live that I know of was the year he passed away on my birthday, April 3rd, 2004.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, first of all, but
yeah, I mean, I think that I'm sorry about it too, but I think more than anything, it's I feel a little bit of guilt for holding against him the only way that he felt like he could parent at the time. And I didn't mean to hold it against him. It was just I was an 11-year-old kid who wanted nothing more.
You didn't really understand what he really meant because he knew how vicious this game was.
Exactly. And I was aware, but I didn't care because I knew me. And I know I'm an 11-year-old kid. Like, you know, figure an 11-year-old kid knows themselves. I knew me enough to know that all I cared about, all I wanted to do was sing. So drugs and sex and drinking and buffoonery. Like, I had a relationship with God at 11 years old. That was serious. Awesome. It was serious business. Like, I was somewhere like, God gonna strike me down. I don't want that smoke with God. Like, me and God, cool. I don't need none of those problems. So like, I wasn't, it wasn't in my head that I was going to let anything deter me from having this dream come true. But an 11-year-old can't make a 100-year-old man believe that, you know what I mean? Like, so as far as I was concerned, it was motivation. Like, I didn't cry about it. I decided I was going to show him that I was going to be great without him.
Yeah.
I tried to do it with him.
Speaking of which,
right.
You definitely became great. So my next question is, how important was it for you to build your own publishing company instead of relying solely on the industry system?
I wasn't unwilling. Even to this day, people are like, so you'll never get a record deal. You'll never sign a contract. Like, I'm feeling very Stevie right now. I'm sorry. I just like saw the lights in my glasses and like I looked up. And it was like, I'm doing the Stevie and I'm not really trying to. Like, it's just a thing. But I'm not opposed to.
To be funny is kind of like reminding me of your dad though.
It was not on purpose.
Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose either, though. That's what makes it.
No, he wore the glasses on purpose so he wouldn't freak people out.
Yeah,
like, he felt like it would be weird for people to see his eyes with no eye cavity. So like, he wore the glasses so that he wouldn't trip people out. But I guess I'm wearing for the same reason, because I look like I've been up for the last 17 days. I don't want to freak y'all out. I still want y'all to think I'm somewhat cute. You know, you know. But like, the idea that I would do anything other than pursue my dream was the only thing that I knew. And I believed that I'll show him that there's nothing more important than me making a name for myself in this industry, me being a singer, me being a songwriter, me being a performer. And I did do that. Even as becoming a publisher was, like I said, not because I didn't want to use the industry or work in the industry. I absolutely did. I just wasn't willing to let the industry take me for granted or take advantage of me and not compensate me or accredit me. And I knew the industry to do that. So it was like, okay, I'm going to put this music out and I'm going to sign a publisher that's going to ask me to pay them to publish my music and then want to get a percentage of that too. That didn't click to me. That didn't make sense. I didn't learn that in school.
That's why my deal didn't happen, because they gave me a bad publishing deal and I was like, no. And I wasn't even a full-blown teenager yet and knew it was wrong. So I was like, nah.
Exactly. So like, my second record deal offer, well, maybe not, but the second one that I actually was entertaining was the same thing. It was just like, this is a 360 deal. Have you learned nothing from knowing me? You should learn that even in my dad's death, I'm not signing this deal.
Right.
Like, he will turn over in his grave for me to sign a deal that does not serve me or benefit me. He did not do all of the work that he did in this industry for me to turn around and spat on it, smite it, as my son might say.
Right. And as you got older, you begin to understand the whole stay in school thing with your dad, even though he loved your voice. He couldn't tell you he loved your voice, but his response to saying it was stay in school, because if you learn everything you need to know about this business with that voice, you'll be a powerful woman to mess with. And he knew that, I guess.
And he did. He knew the industry much better than I did. He had been in it much longer, and he had amassed a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of finance. But it still doesn't take away the fact that a child that needs that solid support
telling you you're doing good job.
Right. Like, I would have rather say, I want you to go to school for music. If you go to school and you do well in school for music, I'll
work with you.
I could have lived with that. I would have agreed with that. I would have been on board for that. My mom would have hated it, but she would have lived through it because I would be paying her bills right now. Nonetheless, like that, I could have understood. I could have wrapped my head around. But the idea that you just say, stay in school, and you don't give me an explanation, you don't at least say, daughter, I think you're amazing and you're great, but I feel like that you still need to get an education. Little did he know I wanted to go to school. I wasn't going to give up school to be a performer. I just wanted to do, like, when I'm not in school, that's the other thing I wanted to do. Like, I had dreams of my life outside of music. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy. I had to go to school to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, he didn't even ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? He just assumed that, I just want to be a superstar. I just want to be in lights. Nah, yeah, I want to do that too. I want to do all of it. And I guess he just didn't know how to
understand your dreams.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. You know, sometimes our parents, you know, they want the best for us, but they don't understand what our dreams are. And I kind of was in that same spot in a way. It wasn't the music side, because my mom supported the music once she found out I could rap. But it was other things. It was, I wanted to be on the basketball team, but I need sneakers to be on a team, and I need you to pay for my jersey. And it's like, what? You better stick to this school. Everybody trying to be an athlete. And I'm like, huh? You know, so I understand it. You know, I definitely understand it. Now, when she found out I could rap, it was by the craziest story. My mom just died 6 months ago.
Oh, my condolences.
But thank you. But one of the craziest memories, and I talk about it all the time, is somebody knocked on the door and they wanted to battle me, and my mom thought they wanted to fight.
What you mean you were gonna battle my son? You don't want to smoke. Where I'm at?
Right. And so she come all to the door, to my room door, all aggressive. Some boy said he want to battle you. And I'm like, huh? Who? Some boy at the door. So I go to the door and I see who it is, and I know him. So I'm like, hey, Mom, no, it's not a fight. It's a rap battle. And she was like, you rap? And I'm like, yeah. And then I battled right in front of her, and she was blown away.
I bet.
You know. So
my son got bars.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like, my son got bars.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she was disrespecting the hell out of them young boys. They was, you know, I was a youngin', but you know, I digress.
Yes.
But so you know, we talk about the mental health on this show. You know, that's something that we talk about all the time. You know, so I have to ask you, what was your mental health journey like? You know, throughout life, being the daughter of a legend such as your father?
Growing up, I didn't even fully understand mental health. I mean, I had some wherewithal about it, but not about my own. So for me, there was a lot of conflict and a lot of controversy because I felt like I had to do it on my own. I felt like I didn't have enough support. and that it was the only thing that made sense to me. Like, how hard life was for me is what I poured into my music.
Yeah.
And it became my journal. Like, I like to write, but writing on a piece of paper wasn't enough. It didn't give enough of the feeling for me. So I needed to sing it in order for it to actually tell the story that I wanted it to tell. So honestly, that's how I made it through everything. My childhood traumas. That's how I made it through my young adult abuse. That's how I made it through just like neglect and racism and anything else. Like, I made it because I had music when I had nothing else. When everything else was taken away from me. When I didn't have any money. When I had no place to live. When there was no one to call on except God, I still had my voice. So I still had music in my head. I could always sing. I could always come up with melodies. And so my mental health journey growing up, for the most part, was that. And it wasn't until seriously 2023 that I actually started to give attention to my mental health in a way that would actually change me today, or allow me to be changed today. Because I always felt like I don't have time for it. Like, there's so many things that I need to do. There's so many people that need me more than I need to do that I just always curbed it. And then one day I gave up on life, and that's when God decided to catch me and say, we need to start focusing on who I made you to be, not who you think you are.
He'll do that.
Oh,
you know, I understand that a lot because he did it to me too.
Every single time he'll do
it. Yeah. He's awesome.
Such an awesome guy.
That's right. All right. So how did losing your dad impact you?
Oh, it made me very angry. I was very angry at first, because it was like the year before he passed. No, that's a lie. It was between 2020, look at me, I'm 20 years still here. 2001 and 2004, when he passed away, was the first time that I actually felt like I had a connection with him. And it was the first time that I wanted to receive his help, that I wanted to be a part of his life. Doesn't mean that I didn't want it before. It was just, he didn't make an effort.
You was angry at him.
Yeah. And even before that, when I was like 18, when I started school in Columbia, he extended an invitation for me to come to LA and work with him. And I was so cocky and just so bitter after all of these years. I'm like, it's been 7 years since I came to you with my dreams. I'm out here working with R. Kelly and Do or Die and making music and writing songs. I'm doing my own thing. I was more cocky then than I was at 11. You know what I mean? So like I hadn't done the thing to prove to him that I didn't need him yet. And I thought I had time. So by 2001, when my daughter was born, that was when I finally realized that I wanted him in my life. I needed him in my life. I needed for her to know him. So the fact that I just got him, I felt like I just got him. And then he was gone. I couldn't ask him all the questions I wanted to ask. I couldn't share with him all of the things that I was working on. I couldn't learn new things from him. You know, like I couldn't do all of the things that as a kid I just wasn't going to be able to do because I was a kid. But now that I'm a young adult, like all of the things that I want to do with him that I know I can do, I can't do it because he's gone now. And it destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me. I was angry and hurt and frustrated, and all I had to say was to badmouth him all the time. It was bad, but I needed to do it. I had to get that out.
Yeah, thank you for
Inner
your
child was,
transparency for that.
yeah.
Thank you so much for your transparency for that, because sometimes these types of questions are hard to respond to, and
Yeah, I
I
mean,
can
I've been
relate to
working.
that so much.
I've been doing a lot of work on me, and a part of that work is,
Transparency.
yeah, like that transparency journey is something different because it forces you to see yourself in a way that you hide, and not just from other people. You don't even know you're hiding it from other people.
You hide from yourself.
But you realize you're hiding it from yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was like, what good is that going to do you? Like, you can hide it from other people in order to protect them, because that's what you think you're doing, but you're hurting yourself more. So at what point are you going to love yourself more enough to stop hiding who you really are, what your pain is, what your woes are, where your traumas lie, your mistakes and your failures? Why are you doing that? That you're only hurting yourself, because nobody else cares as much.
That's so true. And you know, I understand that more than a little bit as well, because the moment my mom died and I realized, you know, my mom and I had a little rocky relationship towards the end, because we were going through things and her health wasn't the best, and she was doing things to make the health worse.
Of course.
So it was like
she gave up.
She gave up, and I wanted her to. You already know, right? So when
you
she
fought for
left,
me, why don't you fight for you?
Yeah, when she left, I was angry, you know, and I know to be absent in the body is to be with the Lord, but I always have that little bit of resentment. Like, if she would have just fought just enough, she would still be here, and she would see all these amazing things that I'm doing. But I just thank God for. I thank God for going through that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a dark place at one point in my life, and then things started to change for me. But having that relationship with my mom was in Philly, and I convinced her to move to North Carolina where I was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she was like 5 minutes away from me. So I got to have those moments before she passed. So yeah, so I understand what that's like. I was angry as well, though. So I can understand that sentiment as well.
No, I mean, and don't discredit the fact that your mom is still, that she does see the things you're doing. She is guiding the things you're doing. She is assisting and helping in the movements that you're making and the resources that are coming your way, the network that you're building, the monetary resources that you're gaining. She's a part of that. Even though you don't see it, if you pay attention, if you look closely, you'll see the her in it. Like that thing that you're waiting for, that you're just like, I don't know if it's gonna come, and then all of a sudden you get the phone call or the email or the text message. That was her ushering that to you. And I had to get to that point where I started to realize that I'm not doing this by myself. I couldn't. And obviously it's God, but it's God and him.
That's right.
Like he's the ancestor, he's the angel on my shoulder that is reminding me of who I am to become, that is reminding me of where I'm to go. So even though she gave up to you, she gave up for you. She got out of your way so that your greatness could happen without you feeling responsible for her.
Yeah, it's like that security blanket is gone.
It's not.
So I get it.
It's a blanket. A blanket is a blanket. Go pick up whatever blanket you want and call it mama. I promise you she's there.
Yeah.
Real talk. So no, that security blanket never goes. It's just we as humans have become tied to the flesh, tied to the tangible, and we feel like we need the tangible. Don't get me wrong, I'm just as guilty of it. There's a handful of people in my life, including my dad right now, that I feel like I'm mad that you're not here in these particular moments.
Yeah.
But I see how you have taught me, even in your absence, to get through these things.
Yeah.
So, like, I appreciate you for not being here and saving me, because you taught me to save myself.
Yeah.
So we just have to do that. It's a
Thank you
collective.
for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And you know, I just push through every day, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna continue to push through. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So I truly appreciate those words you just gave me.
All right. They're not mine. They're not mine. They're yours. They just came from
They're
me.
actually not even either one of ours. They're his.
And there you go. Now you're talking about it. Thank you, Lord, for letting me be the vessel.
That's right. All right. So let me ask you, have you ever struggled with identity, being seen as Ray Charles' daughter or Robyn Charles, the artist?
I refuse to be Robyn Charles. Everybody was like, why won't you just, why can't you? No, because I want to be me. I need to be me. People need to know who I am. I did this work. I made this music. I sang this song. I did those rehearsals. I paid all of this money. That was me. I want everybody to know who I am, that I got it. And then one day I found out who Robyn Charles was. Like, I had to embody her. I had to figure out that she was just as much there as Robyn La Jolla Moffitt. And I was still angry, right? I'm still holding on to my grudge. So I didn't understand that it was okay to embody this thing that I was also a part of. And once I did, hey, let me tell you something, baby. Robyn Charles
You
is a
said it
different
like your
animal.
daddy.
Robyn Charles is a different kind of animal.
That's right. Talk that talk.
I can't even tell you, because it's inappropriate for your show what kind of animal I am. But no, seriously, like there was an identity crisis, and it wasn't about me being Robyn Charles. It was about me not wanting to be.
Yeah. That's deep. That's definitely deep. But sometimes we gotta get over the hump. And I kind of went through the same thing because I didn't want to be the son of my dad.
Definitely understand that.
Yeah, especially I look just like him, so it was really a whole different situation, you know.
I deal with that with my mom. Like, me and my mom have always been at each other's throats. We are much better now than we ever were, but I'm to for all intents and purposes, until she was 50 years old, I was her twin. Like everywhere we go in her hometown, they think I'm her. Everywhere we go in my hometown, I get away with being her, because they don't know. Our voices sound the same. We have similar mannerisms, and we look just alike. Everywhere we go, they're just like, oh my God, is that your twin? So it was like a conflict for me, because I'm like, no, I don't want to be my mother. Like, no, I don't want that. I want to be better. I want to be different. But, you know, she's still where I came from, just like he's where I came from. So, you know, I got to accept that part of me too. It also is what makes me who I am.
Yeah. I think I'm more accepting of it too. So I agree with you there. And I'm more accepting of it. Crazy thing is, my dad's last name is Rivers, right? Mm-hmm. And the role that I'm playing in this TV series, last name is Rivers.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of like a mind trick.
Oh, yes.
It really was, you know. So, you know, it was like a little message to me, like, listen, y'all might not have had a good relationship, but none of that. But I need you to embody this for a minute and carry this out, man. And I'm like, okay. I ain't even gonna argue.
It's not gonna do any good.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So I got 2 more questions.
Okay.
What advice would you give to artists dealing with depression, self-doubt, or creative burnout?
Oh, take some time for yourself. Just Get away from it all. Let it go. You can't forget about it, but you can redirect your energy and your attention. Because when it's time for it to come back to you, it will. And you cannot effectively deliver if you don't have fuel. The fuel isn't just food, it isn't just water, it isn't just energy, it isn't just sleep. It's like your spirit has to be filled, your mind has to be clear, and those other biological things aid and assist in that happening. So if you take all of that away, if you allow yourself to get to burnout, are you going to be happy with the quality of what you deliver? Nah.
That's right.
Guarantee you, I can take 7 5-hour energy drinks and be up for 3 days. But when my voice is like, yeah, no, I'm tired. It doesn't matter what I do. That voice is going to sound like this. So I had to learn, like, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your spirit. Pay attention to your heart. If you're not happy and you got to do a happy song, guaranteed, the rest of the world is going to feel it. They're going to know that you're not there. So give yourself what you need to get there and give your best. Because what else are you doing?
Hey, listen, y'all. I hope y'all really listening to these Jews Robyn is dropping. I said dropping to y'all. I need a sip of water. Let me get a sip.
There you go. Take care of yourself.
But I hope you guys are really listening, because she's giving you some gems, not just about the music, but about life within itself. And it's a good thing. You know, you got God on your side, and it clearly shows how you speak, how you carry yourself. And I think that's awesome. Children of God always show the glow, as I like to say.
I hear that, and I feel that, and I receive that. Like, God has been working on me for a very long time, and I'm finally starting to understand our connection, our bond, our presence together. I'm finally starting to understand why I don't need everything else, why I just need God. Still not easy. Me and God still fight about it every day. Every day.
The flesh is weak.
Every day.
Absolutely.
But that's the part about God that is omnipotent, is we can fight, I'm gonna still be here. I'm gonna let you fight, I'm gonna let you scream, I'm gonna let you yell, I'm gonna let you run, I'm gonna let you cry, I'm gonna let you hide. And I'm still gonna be here. So when you're done having your temper tantrum, holla at me. We'll figure it out. So, like, getting there was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do. Yeah. And now that I'm there, all I want to do is just show the appreciation for allowing me to get there, for waiting on me.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, thank you so much. But I got one last and final question. This is a question that I ask all of my guests before ending the show. Okay. If it's one thing life has taught you, what is that and why?
That you can't do anything alone. The thing that I'm learning right now about myself and the people around me is that we have been led to believe that we have to live as individuals, that we have to be independent. And what we don't realize is that the world wasn't built for that. The world was built for us to rely on each other. The earth was made to support us the same way we are made to support the earth. So why would you think that independence is what you need? You need to understand that there are people that care about you. There are people that love you. There are people that are there to support you. But no one, I won't say that. Everyone is not psychic. You have to tell people that you need help. And you can't say you need help and then not be and be upset because people are willing to give it to you. So receive the help when they're there to give it to you. Because there's going to come a time when there's no one there to give it to you, and all you got is God.
That's right. That's a big fact. Robyn, I want to thank you for coming on. Anything you want to say to the guests to the viewers before we go off?
Just thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. I hope that I said something of value. If you have any questions or if there's anything you ever want to share, if you have critiques, like I'm all about that. Like, I can't be good at what I do thinking that I'm the only I'm the only source. Like, it's about what you need. So tell me if you don't like it. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong, because I don't know unless you share with me. So definitely reach out to me, and you are very loved and appreciated and blessed and highly favored.
That's right. All right. So don't hang up. I'm going to end the show.
I'm out of here. What you talking about? No.
Don't hang up, but I'm going to end the show because I want to talk to you just a quick second. And then, I ain't going to be too much longer after that. I got you. All right. So stay in the room.
Okay.
All right. Robyn Charles, y'all. Hey, listen. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it. Dopest interview of 2026 so far. Most transparent interview for me. I love it. And listen, I hope you guys are on this transparency train with me. We gonna keep riding. As always, WMAB. We moving and booming. As always, this episode was brought to you by Collywood TV, Collywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DamaniBrand.com, and NorthShadeDemoreBoutique.com. Once again, it's your boy Tigmatic. And hold on, before I go out, I see something here. We got a little comment. Okay, Kingdom Asan says she loves the transparency. I love it too. It was great. And like I said, we're on this transparency train. And once again, I hope y'all enjoyed this night. It's your boy Matic. We out of here. Peace. 105.7 The Phase. We moving and booming. The Pot Podcast.
What's up, y'all? Tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic.
For the Pop Podcast with your boy Tigmatic. Interview.
Pop Podcast, stirring the pot.
So tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic on Collywood TV.
Tune in to the Pop Podcast, my boy Tigmatic.
And Going In Radio. You might get some good music and some knowledge.